Hey guys, Blades of God here from Hammer Bros Gaming, coming at you with our newest Gears 5 Master Escape guide. Today we're going to be running Last Stand. As you can see, as always, I've got Mr. Beardsley and Pyro Citterwatts with me. Beardsley is going to be running Blade Master and Pyro is running Infiltrator. I myself am going to be running Gunner. You're going to be seeing that perspective on this video. The reason we're running these classes for this map, the Gunner is very good with the Reflective Shell, especially once you get the Reflective Bleed card available. The Blade Master is a great class for melee and bleed damage. You could also run Protector in place of the Blade Master if you'd have that leveled better. And then the Infiltrator, as always, with that shotgun damage and the bleed damage is very good on just about all these escape maps. As far as our modifiers, we have more health, more lethal, ultra stopping power, faster venom, ammo starvation, regeneration, and Iron Man. The only ones we're really concerned about are ultra stopping power and ammo starvation. They're not going to be, the ammo starvation isn't going to be that big of an issue because there are weapon lockers that we can use to recharge our weapons. But the ultra stopping power is going to be a bit of a problem because this map is very linear. There's a lot of long corridors. And that stopping power can really catch you out in the open and stop you from going from cover to cover. So as soon as we start out, everybody should grab a weapon, even the Blade Master, who's probably going to be using mostly melee. Make sure your Infiltrator is going to grab the Overkill. If you're running this setup. If you're running a different setup, you can divvy up the weapons however you see fit. So we're going to advance down this hallway here, and what you're going to see is this red pillar straight ahead of us, kind of off over the drop-off, and that's where the first ambush happens. This is basically a series of ambushes, and as soon as you cross that threshold we just went across, that is what's going to cause the enemies to spawn in. What we do is, instead of trying to wait here and fight the enemies, we actually push to the right. You can see I grabbed the tri-shot using the heavy weapon cards there that I have for the Gunner, just trying to do some damage, take out some of these enemies so my teammates can move up, get that Blade Master into the fight. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to be running ahead like this when the Blade Master is so much more powerful in the Venom, but it makes sense to just try to outrun some of these enemies rather than trying to fight them all. So as you can see, we are just pushing up. I'm using the tri-shot to take out what I can for enemies. Pyro running the Infiltrators, using that shotgun to try and get some bleed damage going. And as you can see, using the recharge card for the Gunner, my ultimate is already ready to go, which is great. We're going to need that at the beginning of the next act, and you'll see why as soon as we get into it. So we're going to get into the safe room here. We're 45, 46 seconds in. We're going to skip most of the safe room here just because it's the safe room. There's some ammo and some grenades, so divvy that up as needed, especially the shock grenades. You're going to want to make sure somebody grabs those. So you can see I dropped the tri-shot and I'm going to sprint ahead here, and this part can get very tricky. You're going to have a Mulcher Scion come out of the doors up by that red pillar, and there's only one way to advance, and this is what I was talking about with that ultra stopping power, is you have to try to push up or let the enemies come to you, and that stopping power, there's not a lot of cover to get through these like narrow choke points. So this is why we run these classes. You're going to see I activate my Reflective Shell. Ideally, you would actually want to do it a little bit sooner and step out in the open so that Scion would start shooting at you, but you can see that info feed down on the bottom left of the screen there. You see a lot of bleeding happening. That's because Pyro's working the shotgun to get the bleed damage going. I was working my Reflective Shell to get bleed going. And you can see the Venom's already catching up to us, so even Beardsley running Blade Master is able to get in there and mix it up a little bit. So once everyone's taken out using these methods, you as the Gunner, or whoever's playing the Gunner, you're going to see me grab the Mulcher here and double back to this ammo locker, and now we wait. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to wait until the Mulcher is filled up as much as we can, because you should be running your Mulcher damage increase cards and a lot of those heavy weapon cards like capacity increase. You can see I got 310 shots here. I definitely could have waited a little bit longer, but my teammates decided to push up and spawn in the next wave of enemies, which happens when you cross this threshold that I'm kind of standing at. But what you're going to want to do is, again, you're going to have your infiltrator use those columns in the middle there as cover and sort of use the shotgun to just get bleed damage going on any enemies that come up close. The Blade Master could be getting up there maybe a little bit more and mixing it up. But I'm going to sit back as the gunner and just do the best I can to offer some support. Try to start damaging down some of these enemies using the Mulcher. And you can see Beardsley's coming back again to revive me, so I'm glad he was near me, but at the same time, as the Blade Master, he could have got up and mixed it up a little bit better. But whatever's going to work for you, we tried a few times, and every time these enemies acted very differently. Sometimes they would rush us way up top, sometimes they would wait way back. So as you can see, this deadly venom is already starting to catch up to us. So as Pyro and Beardsley were up there cleaning up the rest of the enemies and kind of marking out weapons, I actually grabbed Pyro's overkill out of that weapons locker along with my Mulcher and brought it down here past this red pillar again. And then we've got another doorway, which is going to be another trigger for kind of the final battle. You see I dropped the overkill for Pyro, and basically what we're going to do is I've got my reflective shield, and basically I'm going to set up here, try to do as much damage as I can from a distance before these enemies close in on us. I don't get much done because I didn't have as much ammo as I would have liked, but take out a couple of the enemies just to thin the herd a little bit. And I'm waiting. I was actually not paying attention to the juvies that were near me. I was looking for the Scion, and you're going to have 2 Mulcher Scions that show up here. And ideally what you would want to do is, again, wait till they start shooting and then activate your Reflect Shield and get out there and let them shoot at you. You can see I activate it right here. I get a couple of the Scion, a couple of the drones who go down from bleed damage to Scion. Pretty much bleeds himself out shooting at me, and that's exactly what you want to have happen. Thankfully, my allies were pretty close, so they were able to get me back on my feet. We're going to come around to the right side here, and you're going to hang back in this area. You're not going to try to push too much until that venom makes you push. There are a lot of enemies in this section, and if you try to rush in, you are going to get surrounded. So things got a little hairy here. Thankfully, Pyro was able to hold it down with just the shotgun. He gets us back on our feet, and right now you can see the venom's all the way to the exit, to the door. So we're booking it to the door, along with that juvie that's keeping pace with us. And what we're basically going to do is you're going to let the venom close the door for you, and then you're just going to book it. Once you hear that door's closing, you want to get outside. Hopefully what's going to happen is you're going to have drawn the enemies back towards where we were holding at the top of that ramp enough that the venom's going to hurt them, and most of them won't be able to catch up to you by the time the door closes. So that's it for the last stand, guys. It is a very, very difficult map if you don't bring the right class combinations in, but I hope this helped. Good luck, and we hope to see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. You can also check us out on Twitch at Hammer Bros Gaming. I am Blades of God, and until next time, have a great day everyone.